Hey Wealth Lab 7 users, Glitch here. Today we'll talk about what's new in Wealth Lab 7 build 35. So let's get started. The first feature that's new in build 35 is order continuity with brokers in Wealth Lab 7. So to illustrate this, let's open up our order manager and connect to the dummy broker with it. The dummy broker is a basic paper trading broker implementation that comes with Wealth Lab 7. As with any broker, we just connect to it by clicking this green connect button in the order manager. So you may notice something different. Usually when you connect to a broker, you're basically presented maybe with some information down here, but this time we have a whole host of orders popped up from the broker. Where did these come from? Well, Wealth Lab 7 will now query the broker, whichever broker it connects with, for any open active orders, typically limit or stop orders. And those orders will get populated in the order manager. And if those orders were the result of a strategy, then Wealth Lab 7 does persist some mapping between its strategies and the broker specific order IDs of the orders. And if the mapping can be restored when the orders are pulled back in, then they'll be put in the appropriate signal blocks here as we see knife juggler coded and deterministic knife juggler. So this will now work for just about every broker that we have supported except for Quick at the moment. You'll have to update your broker extension to see this new feature. But there we go, order continuity now in Wealth Lab 7. Next, we have a couple of new performance visualizers that are specific to our Power Pack extension. So once again, if you're not familiar with the Wealth Lab extensions, simply go to wealthlab.com, click the extensions item here, and you can browse all of our available extensions. The one that I'm talking about now is this Power Pack. So it contains position sizers, metric scorecards, and performance visualizers. So a lot more features to get more power out of your Wealth Lab 7. So let's go back and take a look at what is in the new Power Pack. I'm going to open up a strategy. It's here in the sample strategies, RSI2, developed by Larry Connors. And let's run that on the NASDAQ 100, Wealth Data's NASDAQ 100 data set with built-in protection against survivorship bias. So this data set intelligently brings in the symbols that were in and out of the NASDAQ 100 index over a historical period. And we'll test for a period of 10 years with 10% of equity position sizing. So let's go ahead and run that. And our results are complete. You'll see each of these, if I go to backtest results, each of these tabs here is a performance visualizer. It lets you see the result of the trading system performance in different and novel ways. So there's some new tabs here that are coming from the Power Pack. The first one let's take a look at is trade stability. So this gives you a general overview of the trade profit percent, and it's just simply laid out position by position. So starting with the first position all the way down to the last, and we have a line showing you the average trade profit percent and a linear regression. So this will give you an idea of how stable your trades are. The second visualizer that we have here is streaks. So streaks will show us the winning and losing streaks in our history of trades, hypothetical trades. We have profitable streaks colored in green and losing streaks colored in red, and we also have the corresponding profit and loss generated from each streak. So that's our winning and losing streak visualizers. Finally, we have the analysis series. So this was from way back in the original Wealth Lab. I remember creating the analysis series as kind of one of the new unique ways to look at backtest results in the old Wealth Lab desktop version 1. But here we have it again in version 7, new and improved, much more powerful than it was back then. So what this is showing you is first you select an analysis indicator, and you can select any indicator that's available in Wealth Lab 7. So let's start maybe with our classic RSI. So after you select the indicator, you could also change its period or any of its parameters for that matter. So let's change this to an RSI 14. Okay, so here we have an RSI 14. And the first graph that we see here, the bottom, is the range of values for the RSI 14, going from the lowest recorded value of around sub 20 to the highest recorded value, close to 70 in this case. And that is plotted against the profit percent of each backtest position. So here's a nice scatter plot of the profit percent. Now this profit percent, it could be any number of metrics that are available here in this drop down. For example, we have profit per bar percent. So you could look at your positions that way. We even have number of bars held. Typically, I like to look at profit percent or profit per bar percent, but you could explore the other metrics there as you like. So the first graph is a plot of the indicator value by the metric. The second graph is showing you what would have happened if you would have filtered the results to only take the trades that occurred if the indicator value was less than, or you could even say greater than, was less than or greater than the indicator value in this bucket here. So for example, if we would have only taken the positions when the RSI 14 was 30 or less, we would have had an average profit percent of 1.9. So you could see as the indicator value goes up, naturally this orange line is the number of positions. Naturally the number of positions is increasing. However, we can see an interesting relationship. The average profit percent is actually going down as the filter indicator goes up. So where we hit, kind of like a breaking point here of around 0.8, 0.7, 0.8. So, this is showing that if you would have filtered your strategy using RSI 14, you could have gotten a larger percent profit per trade at the cost of fewer trades. So let's change this to another indicator. Maybe let's do a DSS, a double smooth stochastic, another oscillator here. So here's another relationship where we see if we would have filtered the positions by a lower oscillator value, the average percentage profit would have increased, and it goes up the lower the indicator value goes. So this visualizer is almost like a mini version of our indicator profiler extension, but it's applying to the trades that you generated in your backtest. So it's a great way to quickly see what the results of a filter by any indicator, how that would have affected the system results. Now, if your strategy had plotted an indicator or time series within the strategy code, those specific instances would then be available at the top of the list here. So you can see these three were plotted by the strategy itself. So they're available right there at the top. So that is the return of the analysis series. And with that, we have three powerful new visualizers in the Wealth Hub 7 Power Pack. And that's it for this Build 35 video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and see you all on the forums.